What a beauty. £5, 10 to 1, plus my stake back. That makes me £55. Now that is a good stake. Now I can make a proper investment in the next race. You see, well, let's see who's up. Study the form, as we say. Because let's face it, if you're going to do the races, you need to know what you're talking about. Me, I've got a system I designed myself, and it is based on years of studying horses, jockeys, races and results. It's priceless, and it's all up there. You can keep your computers and your iPads. None of them are smart enough to out-crunch all that data. It's just too many parameters. Now you've got the horse, the course, the weather, the jockey, the odds, but that's just a service. You've got to dig deep if you want to be truly scientific about it. For instance, look at the most famous racehorses of all time. Red Rum, Shergar, both formidable beasts in their time, famous decades after they've died. Now what do they have in common? Think about it. Don't know? I'll tell you. 2 vowels in their names. Now can you name me any failed racehorses with 2 vowels in their names? No? See what I mean? And did you know, right, that a Pisces jockey can never win with a Taurus horse? Hundreds and hundreds of tiny details like these come together to decide an outcome of a race. See, there is an awful lot to the detail and science of racing. And most people don't even come close to mastering it. No, they just pick a name that they like the look of, or a horse at random like that would ever work. Idiots! Nah, if you could get up close, that's where you get the real intelligence. When you look a horse in the eye, you can see if he's a winner. Yeah. Like the other day, must have been a few months ago now, I came across a horse called Comet at 15 to 1. He looked at me, and I looked at him. And I knew he was a winner. I could see he had drive, passion, determination, a hint of cockiness as he tilted his head back, as if all the running was just a formality. So I backed him with £200 to win, and it was one hell of a race. When I unclenched my hand, my betting slip was mushy with sweat. It didn't matter though. The bookies expect that kind of thing. In fact, well, come to think of it, it didn't matter because he didn't actually win that particular race. But he really wanted to. And that's what you want from a horse. Commitment. See, I understand the horses. It's like I can hear their thoughts. My girlfriend, she calls me Dr. Dolittle. It's quite sweet, really. Yeah, I mean, she's not really interested in horses as a rule, but she knows I understand them. She also loves a bloody good moan and all. Always ramming the hoover under my legs. Move your ass, Dr. Dolittle! When are you going to fix the shower, Dr. Dolittle? I'll tell you what though, it ain't easy being a gang. Well, a racecourse outcome investor, as I like to put it. Yeah, most people, they think it's undignified. They think it's greed that drives me. But what they really don't like is a reflection of themselves when they look at me. They wish they could play the game of life bigger and brasher than they do. They wish they had the guts to place it all, win or lose, on a race. But instead of living the thrills, people just squirrel away their pennies into the bank. And at the end of each month, they get a nice little piece of paper from a computer with a bunch of numbers on it. And what it wants you to read in between the lines is, "Don't worry, you're safe. We are looking after your money." But what it really means is, "Ha! Suckers! We've got all your bloody money, and we're just gambling it on the stock market, on complex financial derivatives you couldn't hope to understand. We don't trust you enough to use a pen without chaining it to our desks, but you trust us with your entire livelihood. Good job we're experts, eh?" Only they weren't, were they? Their banking crisis cost taxpayers 955 billion quid. See, that's 955 000 000 pounds. And the most I've ever lost in a horse race is £310.10p. But that's the thing about racecourse outcome investing, is that you know how much you could lose. It's a gamble, yeah, but life's a gamble. You could die tomorrow. You could come out of a restaurant, walk up some steps and splat. One of those dustbin lorries that never sleeps, squashes you all over the place. That's it. Game over. Move on to the next world. And you don't want to have been one of those people who never had a little flutter on the old GGs when the angels call your number, do you? No. You would have wanted to have lived life to the full, experienced the highs and the lows of the race. You would have wanted to have been a winner. And that's why I'm putting all my pennies down on the syndicate. Dream come true. Tonight, for the first time in my life, a horse is racing that I can call my own. I still haven't seen him yet, though. I've seen a few photos that my mate sent me, but it's clearly a winner. So that's my tip for the day. And trust me, I know my stuff, right? Also ran at 3-1. The trainer is highly respected. The jockey's on fine form. But most importantly, when you look that horse in the eye, he really wants to win.